a shocking incident that's coming in from the city of Bengaluru in the state of Karnataka, and a disturbing incident reported from the Suddagunte Palya BTM Layout. A young man was caught on camera misbehaving with a woman in public in the early hours of April 4th. The accused was seen inappropriately touching the woman and engaging in obscene behavior as she walked along the road. According to the reports, the man approached her from behind and behaved in an indecent and vulgar manner. Following a complaint by the local resident, Suddagunte Palya police registered an FIR under the Protection of Women from Sexual Offences Act. The complaint is currently against the unidentified individuals. Now, the incident reportedly occurred around 2 a.m. Police are scanning CCTV footages and gathering inputs from local residents to identify both the women and the accused. As a part of the investigation itself, they're also collecting statements from nearby residents. Now let's cut across to our colleague Gautam Shankar, who's joining us on this bulletin to bring us more details on this story itself. Gautam, a very good morning to you. You know, we're playing these big questions on our screens as to what exactly went down, but more importantly, the law and order situation of Bengaluru or of Karnataka yet again seems to be questions being raised on the same at this given point. This is happening in broad daylight, if not daylight, definitely wee hours, but it is happening right out in the open. CCTV footages have captured it, but what is even more alarming at this given point is that no complaint had been filed by the woman herself, the person who has been on the receiving end of this assault, the person who is the victim in this very video that we see, the CCTV footage that we see. What does that say about women and their confidence in the law and order in Bengaluru at this given point?
Absolutely, Shreya. A horrific crime coming to light in IT capital of India, Bangalore here. Now, like you rightly pointed out, the issue that the survivor in this case, she has not come forward to file a complaint yet. Keep in mind the incident happened a few days ago on April 4th in the wee hours of the morning at 1:55 a.m. And it's been 3 days then, and yet no complaint has been lodged. So that does signify a lack of belief in the law and order system in Bangalore as well. Now, keep in mind now an FIR has been filed under Section 354B, which is basically assault or use of criminal force with intent to disrobe a woman. But why hasn't there been a section that has been included under the POCSO Act yet? That is important to note as well, because the CCTV clearly shows this man approaching the two women over there. He lunges forward, gropes one of them, and runs away. This has to be a more serious charge that has to be leveled against this man who committed such an act here, Shreya. Now, the other important thing to note here as well, now this incident, although it happened on April 4th at around 2 a.m., now the police are still pursuing the leads and reviewing any available evidence to identify and apprehend this accused as well. Now, so far, the authorities have assured all the public there as well that strict legal action will be taken against those involved, because the place where this incident took place, this is a hub for PGs where women stay for there, basically working women from colleges, universities as well. And it happening in such an area really does spark concerns about the kind of security that is there around Bangalore as well for the women. And the more important aspect, like you rightly pointed out, the woman not coming forward to lodge a complaint signifies a fear and a lack of belief in the law and order system here in Bangalore as well, Shreya.
Absolutely, Gautam. In fact, you know, the case in itself is so shocking, and that also brings to question in terms of has there been a rise in such cases that we see? Because Bengaluru in itself, it is a cosmopolitan city. We see people from across the nation coming in to stay in this very city in terms of jobs that they get there for their very work, that they in fact have started living there. And we've seen young women also being a part of this very workforce, make a chunk of this very workforce. So in terms of that very aspect, what happens to the safety of these women who are coming in to stay here? And this has been the case over years, that women, and people from across the country have been coming in to stay in Bengaluru. But over the last couple of years, would you say we've seen a rise in trends which brings to light such cases more and more often?
Yes, absolutely. That is the pertinent question that needs to be asked here, Shreya, because how safe are women in Bangalore? Well, in terms of just statistics, if we are to look up the NCRP data here, Bangalore itself has reported about over 700 cases of rape. These are registered cases in the last 5 years alone. And this data was recently submitted in the Legislative Assembly session when Dr. G. Parmeshwara, the Home Minister, was speaking as well. Now, in terms of the sheer numbers itself, if you have to look at that, there has been an upward trajectory. If we have to look at the numbers from 2022 to the most recent case, there's been 151 cases in 2022. Then there was a 30% rise following that. And there's constantly been a number of cases that have been going up. And up until 2024, we've seen as many as 714 rape cases being reported in Bangalore alone, and not to talk about Karnataka itself, because throughout the state we have had close to 3,000 rape cases being reported as well. So all of these things does spark the question: is the Karnataka government doing enough? Is the police in the state doing enough? Are the law enforcers doing enough to ensure the women feel safe in the state? Keep in mind that Karnataka itself ranks 17th in the number of rape cases reported throughout India as well. So while we feel that okay, the number 17 ranks well, but so many cases coming from Bangalore alone is a completely worrying aspect here that is coming to light here, Shreya.